Hello! Today we're working on Chapter 2, Lesson 2, Simplifying Expressions. The first thing we need to know are what are like terms. Like terms are terms that have the same variable factors. So for example, 12x and 3x are like terms. But if you have things like 4a and 5b, they are not like terms. Oh, sorry, I put factors instead of terms. The next thing we want to know is coefficient. A coefficient is the numerical factor of a term with a variable. Write down the following terms: 12x, 5b, 3xy squared, 5 plus 2 times m. These are the coefficients: 12, 5, 3, 5 plus 2, the numerical factors of the term within a variable, or with a variable. The variables are the x, the b, the xy squared, and the m. Now let's look at using properties to add and subtract. Simplify 5x plus 9 plus 2x minus 4. So the first thing we're going to do is identify like terms. So we have 5x plus 9 plus 2x minus 4. I've coordinated the ones that have the x in orange and the numbers without a variable in green. So now we're going to use the commutative property of addition, which means we can switch things around. So now we're going to have 5x plus 2x plus 9 minus 4. So now we're going to use the distributive property. We're going to pool the 5 plus 2 out of times x and leave the numbers, and then simplify. So 5 plus 2 equals 7x. A positive 9 minus 4 is going to be plus 5. Our answer is 7x plus 5. So here are a couple examples. If you'd like the challenge, please press pause and try these on your own. Okay, so go ahead and check your work. I tried to keep the like terms in separate colors. The first one you should have got 6x plus 3. The second one you should have got 3y plus 7. And the third one you should have gotten 11r minus 2. That one was a little bit tricky. Notice that when it says subtract 5, that's kind of like saying plus negative, because the subtract 5, that negative, the subtraction goes with that term. So it was negative 5 plus 3, which equaled 11r minus 2. Okay, so now let's look at expanding expressions. We are going to simplify 2/3 times 12y plus 9 plus 4. So the first thing we want to do is the distributive property. So we are going to multiply the 2/3 into 12y and then into 9. That's what happens. This is saying it's being multiplied by both of those terms, so we distribute it. So when we have 2/3 times 12y plus 2/3 times 9, and then plus 4. So we are going to multiply these. So you could just multiply them straight out. 2 times 12 is 24. 3 times 1 is 3. And then you go 24 divided by 3. So that's going to equal 8y. These you could also do the same. You could also cross cancel to simplify. But let's go with 9 times 2 is 18. 3 times 1 is 3. 18 divided by 3 is 6 plus 4. So the associative property of addition, when we look at that, we can see that 6 and 4 are like terms, so that we are going to associate them together. That's what the parentheses do. So let's go ahead and simplify. 8y stays 8y, plus 6 plus 4 is 10. The simplified expression is 8y plus 10. We have 3 more that I want you to do here. I'll walk through one more with you. So once again, this is going to be needing to be multiplied to the first term and then the second term. So 6 times 2x plus 6 times 3 minus 4. So 6 times 2 is 12x plus 6 times 3 is 18 minus 4. These are like terms. Simplify 12x plus 14. Go ahead and try the next two on your own. Okay, so for these two, you should have got 6 minus 4v, or you could have gotten negative 4v plus 6. And C should have been negative 12z plus 1, or if you wrote it reverse terms, 1 minus a 12z would also be correct. Now let's look at factoring expressions. So we want to factor 4x plus 14. So to do that, we want to start out by thinking about identifying the greatest common factor. What's the biggest number that goes into both 4 and 14? So I'm going to start with 2, because of course 1 goes into all numbers. 2 goes into 4 2 times. It goes into 14 7 times. I think that might be the highest, because 3 doesn't go into it. 4 doesn't go into 14. So therefore 2 is the greatest common factor. Okay. So now factor each term by the greatest common factor. So we're going to take 2 and we want to pull it out of 4x and 14. So we have 4x, and if we take 2 out of it, so we're going to divide it by 2, we're left with 2x. And then if we have 14 and we divide it by 2, we're going to get 7. So 2 times 2x plus 7 is the same thing. And I guess I skipped that. This right here is called the distributive property. 2 being distributed into this is the distributive property. So we want to factor each expression completely. So we have 9x plus 15. So 3 goes into both 9 and 15. Does anything higher than that go in? Not too many other numbers go into 9, so let's stick with 3. So we're going to pull 3 out. 3 divided by 9 is going to leave us with 3x plus 5. Try the next two on your own. Press pause and come back when you're done. For these, you should have gotten 12 times 3 plus 2t. And for C, 4 times 2c minus 5. Your homework pages for tonight are 64 through 65, number 3 through 37 odd.